Hey there, garden fans, and welcome back to the Permacultue Pepper Homestead. Had a little clearing here in the weather, and I just wanted to give you a garden update, show you how things are looking, and where we stand right here coming into spring. A lot of my perennials are starting to come back to life, and I'm getting stuff in the ground. Here's my apple polyculture right here, still kicking it. My kale has been an excellent treat. We prune just a little bit off the bottom, a leaf or two off of the bottom of every plant, and that's been feeding us, a couple nights a week. On the other nights we chew up the collards I got over there, and I've been using the same method. By pruning off the bottom leaves, we've been able to not only keep the plants alive, but feed ourselves and even my rabbits just about all through winter. I've been very impressed with the growth of these collards and kale, and I'm really going to try to do more of this next year now that I know how well they've done. Broccoli is still looking good, still crowning up. I haven't been getting as much broccoli as I thought I would, but it's still pretty yummy. Cover cropping is doing good. My garlic there around the base of my apple tree is really coming up and looking strong. Really been impressed with this polyculture overall, this apple polyculture. I'm just kind of curious to see what nature has in store for me this summer. My bee balm, I've got like a mat of bee balm here that's just now starting to come in. I've been very impressed with this. This, like all my other perennials, are starting to show some life. I've finally got some elderberry put in the ground. That's what these biodomes are. So all these year-old canes were rooted this winter in my greenhouse in the garage, and I finally brought them out here. I hardened them off for a couple weeks, and now they're in the ground. We've still had a couple nights of freezing temperatures, so I'm using these biodomes here to keep them safe for another month. Then I'll remove them, staking them all down. More kale, looking really good. I've got some onion sets put in the ground. These are already starting to show a lot of good life. This is a mix of the red onions and just some common Vidalia onions. Do well in zone 8. Here's another close-up shot of some of the perennials coming in. This is lemon balm here. So it's doing real good. I'll be having some teas in no time. Collards, once again, still impressive. As I've said, we've been pulling leaves off the bottom. You can see where the nodes have been. We've left nodes here. And some of these we've been eating collards just about every week. And I'm not sick of collards, but I've just got so many that I don't even know what to do. I'm going to show you how resilient some of these guys are. Here's a collard here where I've cut off the top, and it's wanting to sprout up some new shoots. So collards in zone 8 for the winter, thumbs up, go for it. If you're a zone 8 gardener, I would highly suggest the collards and kale and broccoli. Water storage, doing amazingly. I'm actually watering one of my swales right now. How that works is simple. I just lay my hose out in the swale and dump about 100 gallons every couple feet. Here's something I've been proud of here. I finally got my rabbit shed, rabbit cage here ready for my females. It's got a nice metal roof, tin roof. Should be enough space in here for 2 females with a separator. And I'll be able to get raising rabbits in no time. More collards. I have a peach polyculture right here. All my trees and all my fruits are starting to bud up. If you can see that, I can get some focus on there for you. But I'm really excited to see these plants. They're ready to start flowering, which means I may have fruit this year. You never know. Some mustard greens down here, more garlic along the base of these trees. I like to use garlic as a companion plant for just about all my fruit trees. Pear trees are doing really well too. These guys are also budding up. So I got a lot of buds coming in. My blackberries here are also starting to throw up buds. Can't wait to see these guys flower up. It's going to be interesting. I have comfrey down here that I almost thought was gone and dead. And it's already starting to throw up some new growth here. This little shoot right here. That's going to be a new comfrey plant. So I'm going to have tons of comfrey here in just a month or so. It grows pretty fast. It's pretty prolific. Blackberry still doing good. I have an acid guild here. I call it my acid guild because it's all my acid loving plants. My hydrangeas, my blueberries, there's some asters. The blueberries are definitely starting to bud up. Definitely getting some budding action here. The rabbit chicken hutch. Yep, bunny's still doing good. I did have some drama here the other week. We had really high winds and it totally blew over my entire greenhouse. I looked at it as a blessing in disguise because the setup I've got here now is actually, I like it better. It decreases the surface area in there, which keeps it a little warmer. Typically the bigger the greenhouse, the harder it is to get warmed up. So now that it's a little smaller, obviously, it's been keeping it a lot warmer in there. And I think everything's liked it quite a bit. Lemon balm coming back. I've got small kale starts in here that are doing good. Onions in here are also doing well. Chamomile coming up. I should have no problem with chamomile this year. There's lettuce and carrots and kale. Now onions I've got put in here. Rosemary, sage, oregano starting to blow up. There's more garlic in here too. I've put garlic and onions everywhere here just to try to see how it performs in a lot of different areas. I had a strawberry plant up in my greenhouse that I finally put out. It's handling the cold temperatures real well. So I'm expecting this strawberry to start spreading. Hopefully I can work it around all the trees in this area here and use it as a nice ground cover. My Hugel swale is being prepared for planting. It's looking good. Every time I go to the coffee shop, I make sure to get grounds. So all this black stuff here is used coffee grounds, spent grounds. And I'm trying to fill up this whole swale area and work those coffee grounds into all the pine mulch and all the wood mulch that's left here behind. And the idea here is that as it rains, water's going to flow over this. It's going to fill up right here in the swale and slowly soak down and then downhill. Basically we'll have like a compost tea flowing underneath. So I'm going to eventually plant trees here on the opposite side of this swale. I shouldn't ever have to water them. They should be well kept. Greenhouse, still looking good. I got a couple more elderberry plants here that I've rooted. They're coming up and looking good. My salad bowl is really starting to show me some life. It's been cold once again, so they're slow growing. I've got no pressure about that though. I don't have, you know, I've got all the time in the world. Other seedlings like catnip and rose campion and lavender, more chamomile, chives. Here's some lavender starts I got 2 for 1 at my local garden shop. Looking good still. Thyme. I've got some nettle ground cover right here as well in the back. I picked up some blackberries that were on sale. I'm a sucker for sale when it comes to plants. So everything in this greenhouse is eventually going to go out. I'm just waiting for it to warm up a little bit more, and I'll have a nice herb hedge around everything. I finally got some other things in the ground here. It's rhododendron. Put some more blueberries in the ground. Overall, I mean, things are going great, guys. Things are starting to bud. Spring is really coming around the corner. And kind of curious to see how much we're going to get. I ain't going to bore you. This has already been more than I've wanted to do. I try to keep these things short, guys, but there's just so much going on, it's hard for me to keep everybody updated on everything. I hope everything's going good for you guys. Keep on growing and keep in touch. I got my bees coming by the end of March, beginning of April. I'll have some chickens around the same time, and I'm going to get my female rabbits around the same time as well. So the beginning of spring is going to be real hectic around the Permacultue Prepper Homestead. Keep in touch and watch the farm grow. God bless. Thanks for watching.